The internet is still infatuated with Passport Bros. I'm talking about it. Mediocre tutorials and reviews is talking about it. But I want to play a particular video from another YouTuber who had a really good assessment about Passport Bros. And that's a YouTuber by the name of Charles in Charge Podcast Reacts. Now I want to play this clip because it makes a whole lot of sense about today's topic.
If your average man is treated better by women overseas, why do men prefer to stay here and play the game when the odds are so heavily stacked against them?
Well, I think it's because it's what they know, and the thing that the United States has going for it is that the money's all here. So we all have to make a living and support ourselves and our lifestyles. So that's the reason, because you end up missing our culture we grew up in when you live in another country. But I'll tell you what, it's such a different feeling when you're in another country, how great you get treated as a man.
And let me add this also. The U.S. is great at marketing. The U.S. markets itself as the go-to destination, pretty much. The U.S. markets itself like it's the most popular club in whatever major city you live in that everybody's trying to get into. And mentally what that does to people who already live here is you say to yourself, why would I want to leave? I'm where everybody else wants to come. And it's not until you actually get exposed to actually going and experiencing other cultures and just getting out of your comfort zone do you realize that there are places that are far different than the United States. And I'm not here to argue which place is better or which is worse. But I will say this, when you're able to get out and understand and explore and become ingrained in other cultures where the men are respected and treated well by the women because it's ingrained into their culture. It's a part of who they are as a woman. They don't have a desire to compete against men or to imitate and be men. They simply walk in their femininity because they understand that's who they are.
So guys, you heard what happened in that video, especially with the older guy talking about, they know that they get better treatment in America, but the money's in America. And obviously all the opportunities are in America and the American culture is there. And Brother Charles gave some really good insight into that also. But now I want to talk about Brother Chris Brown. And Chris Brown, as we know, is an awesome singer, awesome entertainer. And he was asked recently, when are you performing at the Super Bowl? We need you at the next one. And this was after Chris Brown said Dublin was amazing, love y'all. Chris Brown said this, angry music? Never, shawty. American media ain't for me. Rather be where I'm welcome. Now, rewind Dima. Brother Chris Brown has had his own personal issues, especially with his abuse of Rihanna. Stop the show. No, we're not going to show any pictures. I'm pretty sure you've seen it already. And he has been demonized in the Western media ever since that time. Now, obviously, Rihanna went on to become a billionaire. Chris Brown went on to still become very successful in his own right. But he's never been the same in American media ever since that mistake. But now, Chris Brown has multiple opportunities overseas. He's being treated better in Dublin. This was the same weekend that the Super Bowl was going on, and Chris Brown is in Ireland. Now, dare I ask the question, is Chris Brown becoming a passport bro? I believe so. Now, when we talk about passport bros, I really want you to talk about or discuss this, because every time we talk about passport bros, it's always linked to sex tourism. And I don't think that's always the best assessment, or even maybe at all, because Chris Brown can have all the women in the world that he would like. Chris Brown certainly has a lot of money. He has a lot of opportunity. He doesn't need to leave America, but he wants to. Why does he? He feels the media is treating him unfair. Now listen to what I'm saying, because I want to build this up. Feeling unfair. Now, if you think this is just a black man thing, I want to play this small clip from Kendra G's show. Here's a woman that lives in Germany talking about how good German men treat her. Just so you don't think it's a fluke, let's play that.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, you been here before?
No, it's my first time.
What's your name, honey?
Lady G. Ew.
Oh, Lady G.
Yeah,
Where you calling me from?
Germany.
You're in Germany right now?
Yeah, I live here. I don't like American men. If he's not foreign, he's boring. Okay. So
No
I like
American
Haitians,
man.
Nigerian, Ghana. Let me tell you, they too lazy. Like, they don't be wanting to work. They be talking about going 50-50. No, I'm not going 50-50. Let me tell you, my job as a woman, I'm going to take care of the house. I'm going to take care of the kids.
Now, see, the reason why I played that video is because this is a person who feels like, hey, I'm doing better over here. American guys don't treat me well. I should be doing this and that. And I'll get to her in a whole nother video. Don't even worry about it. But the reality is that passport bros have always said, go where I'm appreciated, never where I'm tolerated. And a lot of times it has to do with a quality of life or more opportunity. And if money wasn't an issue, I honestly believe there would be not that many men left in the United States. There are guys out there that understand that in other parts of the world, they actually get respect. Other parts of the world, they're not uptight. You know, when I'm in the United States, I'm so uptight. I feel like all right, I'm in the States, I'm in Cali, like I gotta make sure that I'm not, having any kind of personal meetings with any women but myself. I gotta make sure that I'm doing I'm just like, make sure that I if somebody recognizes me, don't shake their hand if they're a woman because they might come out and say that I harassed them. Stop the show. I'm looking at the Michael Irvin situation there. And I mean, and it's terrible that you feel like this is the case, but let's just be honest, it is the case. And a lot of guys are looking for a slower pace of life. A lot of guys are looking for a different opportunity, more opportunity. And opportunity is not always women. The opportunity can sometimes be money. You see, it can be money. And the opportunity can be all of those things. And that's what we need to talk about today. And that's what Chris Brown is saying. Chris Brown is just tired of the American system. He feels that it is unfair. He feels that it is cruel to him or demonizing men. And so he says, even if they offer me to perform at the Super Bowl and he's an A-list superstar, I don't care. I'd rather be off the grid than to be in the US. Why would I be there? I want to be somewhere else. Now, the question I have for women is Jeopardy music. So the question I have to you is, Chris Brown a lame? Would you consider him a passport bro that can't get any women? Would you consider him somebody that is dusty? No, you would never say that. And keep the music going, Dima. You would never say that about Chris Brown because Chris Brown is tall. He's conventionally, for most women, say attractive. He has a lot going for him. Yeah, but he doesn't even want to perform in the Super Bowl because he wants to have another opportunity or something else. But that's pretty much saying, I want to be a passport bro. But that passport broing is not linked to sex tourism. And that's what women try to do. Women try to sometimes just reduce a man to just his sexual organs, not to look at him as an individual. When women want to go out somewhere, and live overseas, they're doing it for a higher quality of life. If men are doing those things, men are doing it because they're just horny and they don't have any opportunity in America with women. And that's not necessarily true. I had a conversation with a guy, a consultation with a guy who was making well over $500,000 a year and wanted to live in Eastern Europe and was doing quite well. Guy went to UCLA and everything. So what do you call him? I call him a guy that just wants something different. And again, like Charles in Charge said, you've never been exposed. You think that this is the only, end all be all until you see something different. And that's what guys are seeing, something different. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.